Necessary.
Strangers.
What quest do you have?
Challenge accepted.
Side.
Side quest.
Challenge accepted.
Somebody better call the chiropractor because I'm back.
All right, well, I'm going to keep that as the start because that's the easiest thing to do, and that's awesome. And we are back. So we have actually a little bit of a new thing we're going to try to keep up with, like updates with modern crimes, modern cases, investigations. And this one literally fell into my backyard and screams SSOS like no other case I've seen in a long time.
This is no way an admission of guilt on Lee's part.
No, I'm good. I know where my bones came from.
Yo, my bones are inside. I know where they are.
I got a few outside, but they're also accounted for.
Oh, I see in the background.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's ceramic, so we're good there.
That's
okay. Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, he's
is that your bowl?
No, the bowl is up there. It's plastic. I'm pointing everything out right now, materials and all. No human bones. Because why? There was a grave robber caught Friday of last week, so a couple days ago from when we were recording this. And the numbers of remains / corpses they found is staggering.
It is astonishing. Yes.
So the suspect's name is Jonathan Gerlach, however you want to say it.
I've heard Gerlach. I've heard it all.
Exactly. Gerlach, whatever. So it doesn't really matter. He's going to jail for a long, long time. So he'll have a number. We'll be able to recite very easily. He's 34 years old. He's from Ephrata, Pennsylvania, which is like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes away from me it's in Delaware County or Lancaster. No, it's in Lancaster County.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
But he racked up 500 criminal charges so far. Individual criminal charges.
That's insane.
It is.
And authorities discovered extensive human remains and skeletons in his house. But it all started with a tip on December 23rd last year of 2025. Basically, the first tip wasn't that there was a grave robber. It was that there was flies at this man's house. And like that, along with then reports of suspected grave robbing in the area,
right,
like came together to find that
and
this guy's doing it.
So they ultimately did do some form of like a stakeout or something, correct?
Yeah. So when like that's what I'm saying. It's like those are the two initial things that got this going.
Which is wild because I'm sure as a police officer, you're never actually thinking that you're going to be doing a stakeout in a graveyard, an abandoned, pretty much, or overrun.
Like Scooby Doo, like real life Scooby Doo.
No
shit.
way you think
you hear
that's
that
gonna be your life. Yeah.
Like how many? Like they had to have been like seeing so many flies for them to call like the police about it.
So, and here's the thing, like it's when you make like police tips, it's such like a shaky, weird situation if it's not like, oh my God, there's a body.
Right.
Like if you're talking about someone else's property and there's no clear evidence of like something going, like they could have a bowl of bananas that went bad, like
right,
and they're on
I
vacation.
get flies in my house every summer.
Exactly.
Like, please don't call the cops on me.
But apparently there were so many flies that
how many flies were there?
It's just millions.
Something nasty is going on.
So I guess that on top of like the fact that there are reports that someone is robbing graves, put it together enough that they probably staked out the house first, watched where he went. Wow, he went to a cemetery, and they watched him apparently multiple times.
Yeah.
So they could have got him at any point, but they decided to keep watching.
Yeah, I guess essentially. I mean, Part of me
I
is like, it's a victimless, quote unquote, like you're not really hurting anybody. Like it's wrong. It's bad for the
Right.
surviving family. But
yeah, because when I think about it though, I'm like, if that was someone that I mean, obviously, if it's someone you love dearly, you're gonna feel a way about that, and I feel
oh yeah.
that for them because,
Oh
like,
yeah.
having this guy just touch my even if it's just bones, and I know that, there's not salt I just don't want that nasty guy touching them, and then
Don't touch my bones.
I definitely don't want him profiting off of it, and then sending it to some other sicko somewhere via
Yeah.
FedEx or however they did
Yeah,
it,
so we didn't even
and,
get to that part yet.
you know,
Yeah.
so it's just
That's wild.
disgusting.
I agree. I don't want that happening to any part of my bone skeleton either. But yeah, so they staked him out for a couple weeks and they allegedly caught him going there multiple times. They were even able to tie him to the scenes by DNA
Yep.
with cigarette butts and energy drink cans.
Yes.
Of course he tosses his
Dude.
fucking cans. Like he doesn't throw them in the trash can. What a fucking
Oh.
piece of shit.
I don't even think of that. Yeah, it gets worse.
And then they observed him actively taking bones from a mausoleum on January 6th and arrested him. And at this point, they're just arresting a guy that is carrying a few bones and is robbing a mausoleum, right? He
Yeah,
then,
how would you charge for somebody for that?
well, it's like all kinds
Oh,
of
it
different, like disturbing a
yeah,
corpse,
there's
like private
charges, yeah.
property, trespassing,
Oh,
It is
yeah.
all
illegal,
kinds of,
people.
Defiling a corpse, yeah, I
yes,
suppose.
yeah, like
Where?
sure you can just keep throwing them at him, if
Okay,
especially
yeah.
if you're leaving them the property with them and then breaking any kind of like yeah, you can just
Mhm.
keep going.
Transferring over state line. Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I got you.
selling. Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah. No, apparently that's not an issue except in 3 states, which shout
yeah,
out to
but it's
Tennessee, Georgia,
wild.
and Louisiana. Apparently, you're the
Which is
only
odd.
3 out of
I love
50.
I feel like Louisiana wouldn't have been on it because there's some weird
Yeah.
shit that happens in
But,
And I
like,
feel like there's
my
something
first thought was, I was like, "Okay, Pennsylvania, you're fine with people selling body parts, but I can't mail Lee liquor." Okay, fine.
you
Yo, that's wild too.
tells you where our priorities lie.
Yeah.
We hold on to our liquor, we get rid of our bodies.
I bet you was
So
making a killing selling these like
Oh, they
human
were
bones because like I've been into oddity shops and like a skull is so expensive.
yeah, they
like, what
are
have you
Like
seen
thousands.
price-wise? So,
Yeah.
his weren't that bad. I mean, a
no.
lot of them were
It was
like 1,200, and he would
Yeah.
even put on there, like, "Need some fast cash," letting this one go for
Y-
800 or
Or best
whatever.
offer or something like
I mean,
it's crazy.
free shipping, free same
yo,
day
shout out
shipping, pretty
yo.
sure, or at least it was same day shipping, maybe it wasn't free, but
Hey,
yeah.
Either way,
it's my
shipping
bones and
Yeah.
I want them now.
insane. All right, so they arrest him. He then goes on to give a confession of having uncountable amount of remains at his house. So when they go investigate, they basically find over 100 human skeletons,
Jesus.
including numerous long bones, mummified hands and feet, 2 decomposing corpses, other skeletal remains, and some of the skeletal remains, unfortunately, are even like children and babies.
Infants, yes.
That's so fucked
I mean, it's
up. But people buy that stuff though.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
I
and
would never own like a baby oddity. Like
yeah,
even when we were in the Mutter Museum and it was just like baby central in the basement, it was like, yo, this is I mean, I'm not gonna look
Mhm.
away, but like this is kind of fucked up.
It
it's
is, there's
true.
something about that, yeah.
Even human remains, like I don't have a problem. Like, yeah, we had a great time at the Mother Museum. That was
Yeah.
awesome. Like, I'll do that any day, all day, and be fine. But I think like having it in my house would force me to have like long reflection on like, yeah,
Morality.
this was a
Mhm.
person and like lived a whole life. And now I'm sitting across from me, like, this is too weird. And like, I don't like, I now own
Well
it. And it's just, there's
well,
so
and there's
many.
something to be said, like, for medical purposes. I mean, as much as we don't like to think about how we get certain advances or how we got to cures and treatments and things that we have
Hey,
today,
Rob,
unfortunately,
People have great yeah.
people suffered to get us, to the knowledge that we have, and they have to learn by, what it's gruesome, but it's
Yeah.
necessary, hands-on, needed for our physicians and whatever to learn this stuff. But that's a whole other
Yeah, but they
than
weren't
what.
Like
selling the body.
Mark,
They were just
Yes,
practicing and stuff
like
like
this is the difference between like Da Vinci having corpses to
yes,
learn how to like
exactly.
meticulously dissect and
To
rearticulate versus H.H. Holmes having corpses.
Yeah,
exactly, 'cause it's like
right.
you said. I mean, how do you just sit there and look at just somebody's head that you bought, you just paid,
I know.
just have it in your house? It's weird.
That was one of the coolest exhibits though at the Mother Museum was that guy's private collection of skulls.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that
yeah.
big skull
Massive
wall.
wall and it has all the reasons and how they died. One was
Mhm.
like idiot or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was my favorite one,
Yeah,
idiot. And then some of yeah, it was
yeah, it's pretty
crazy.
nuts. So they
And it's also
find
crazy to see how like each skull is literally different.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, again, that's like it would be forced upon you if it was in your home. I feel like to be like you would then it's too intimate. You would know
it
like
is.
it's too much. It's too much.
You'd
I
have to
don't
know
think
everything
Mhm.
about that person.
not that I would have to. I would just the familiarity of living with it and like I don't know if I'd ever be able to separate the fact of it being a person versus being a piece of decor.
Exactly.
Mm.
Being on my shelf like I treat other cool memorabilia
Yeah.
I've collected at antiques or just from concerts or
Yeah.
whatever, to then this person, where did they come from? How in the world did I, come
Acquire
to have this person? Did they consent to this at some
Exactly.
point
Yeah.
in life
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
did you donate your body to science at some
they
point?
loved Halloween so much that they wanted to be somebody's decor? I doubt it. There's a
And
form for
then
that.
Yo,
Maybe
I'm
yeah,
there
saying it
is,
right
but
now though.
be too
With
much.
my skeleton, put a motor on it, and then I'll be a Halloween skeleton. That's
Daddy, you
all
want
I
the
want to do.
sausage? Daddy, you want the sausage?
That's all I want to do.
Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree with Jen because yeah, I would be like, I wonder what time period this is from. Like, how old is he? Is he
yeah, I
middle?
would endlessly
Was
want,
it
yeah.
found in a river? Or was it buried? Like, yeah,
I would just
curious.
feel like it would be my duty to know if I have, acquired you and am gonna sit here and stare at you all day, then I should
Just
know.
I'm part of the family. Just like dress
Yeah,
up
I
and
mean,
everything and
like
take it out with
respect
you.
or something. I brought you into my home. I need to have some
Smooth
Buckling up, you
mannequin
just sleep
body and
next
just
to
put
you in
it.
the car, and you're just like, "Hey, we're going for a drive. I just wanted to get you out since you've been on the show for so long."
It's a bit stuffy in there, huh?
like grandpa is just to drive around the block just to get the air flowing.
But yeah, the other thing with him is that makes him just even more just such a piece of crap is he was starting or at some point was going to start a series. I don't know, I guess that people would have to pay for, I don't know, even if it was free, on how to ethically obtain
Oh,
So
he's a
one,
pro at
wait till
that.
the cover of darkness.
these
Two,
Yeah.
make
remains.
sure
Yeah.
nobody's around. Three,
It's
big
like,
fast.
dude, come on.
So if that wasn't enough in his home, he then told them about a storage unit that a cadaver dog then alerted on, and they found 8 more corpses, human bodies, ashes, grave jewelry, and just
Mm.
other
Of course, he
things.
was taking the jewelry.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, that's the only part I feel comfortable about. Like it's still
I mean,
like if there's
yeah.
gonna be any kind of theft, like let it be a grave theft. Like it was
Yeah. Don't
buried
take the body,
treasure,
take the jewelry.
essentially.
Yeah,
Like, don't take the bones.
yeah. Or just don't
Yes.
grave rob.
So to like Jen's point of like him wanting to like make some kind of video series of whatever, he was already, like we said, actively selling these remains on the internet, on Facebook groups. He was in a Facebook group called Human Bones and Skulls Selling Group.
Oh, if
I
that's
mean,
not on
that's
the
very
nose.
direct and clear. I'll
But
give
that's
him
it for a
that.
second. Like, that's a Facebook group. Like your
I
Aunt
can't
Cheryl may belong to that group.
I
Damn.
can't believe that's allowed. That's wild
I'm
to me.
so glad I don't have Facebook anymore, but like I just want it for Marketplace.
Marketplace is
Ah,
the thing I go to the
that's
most
the
on.
wild, wild west.
Like I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about like posting and stuff, but like I just want Marketplace. That's it.
Marketplace is good. Well, he got thanked on Facebook for someone who apparently got a human skin bag from him.
What? What do you mean skin bag?
Like a
Oh.
handbag or a bag made from human skin.
That's
So
disgusting.
I did not know that, but now
So he is like Ed
people
Gein.
editing it, giving him that. Now that makes sense now because I was like, I mean,
So I went on a little bit of a course rabbit hole deep
as
dive.
you
I went to
should.
the
Like, how much
Facebook
skin
group.
would you need?
No, oh
Oh.
my god.
No, you love the nasty math. You
I do.
nasty
This is
math.
what the people
That's
need.
so see, that's
Skin
what
and
you
blood
look
math.
That's your research. I went on a deep dive into like what those Facebook groups were saying and like what people in there were talking about now. And obviously, every post for the last weekend is just about him.
That dude.
But
And then maybe one person like, hey man, I have like this cool oddity for sale. Please buy.
yeah, like you come to the convention.
He's like, hey, while we're on the topic.
It's a hard place to be as an observer, right? So like I am part of like taxidermy groups on Facebook. Like, fine, I have
Yeah.
animal bones, I have taxidermied animals.
Well, see, but yeah, that's different than like human
Exactly.
remains and shit like
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
And like I even just have like a personal like limit for my house on like the size of that animal. Like I don't think I'd ever get anything taxidermied like bigger than like a skunk or a fox.
No, I just have like skulls. Like
Yeah, and then
deer
people have
skulls.
like bust and like I'm
I
not
could
judging
do
at
a
all.
big one,
That's
yeah.
totally fine. That's part of your decor. Cool, right?
Mhm.
As long as you're not raising them to kill them or something for your
That-
Yeah.
taxidermy business, I'm okay with it. Surely no one's doing that. I swear to
I
God.
hope
Well,
nobody's doing that.
But there are people that like a lot of the people in those groups, like I know they find roadkill and they have those beetles and they'll
Yeah.
like put the
Mhm.
corpse in the beetle and they'll just clean the skull and then they polish the bones
Yeah.
and they make art out of it.
That's
Awesome.
totally
Like it's
fine
just turning
with me,
something
yeah.
that's going to waste and whatever into food
Yeah.
and art. Fine. This group, on the other hand, the
Oh.
way these people talk about just the like it hits different. It just hits different because they're talking about the same thing. It just hitting different, like being like, oh, I need like a femur, or does anyone know where to get femurs?
No, you don't,
Or, like-
nasty. No, you don't.
Should have hit up homeboy a couple of weeks ago.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure there was a lot. And now the other thing, and I don't want to shame people too much because I'm sure there are people that do it ethically and it's just an interest and a hobby, and fine. I guess I can't judge them too much.
Okay.
I'm judging you a little bit though, just know that. The women that are after this man right now.
Oh, yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Yo, he is so hot."
Yeah.
They-
I mean, he
There-
does look like the lead singer of every screamo band ever, though. I
Oh,
will
Oh
have to
yeah,
say.
the
I
throat
mean,
tat, like everything.
yeah, he does. I can see it a little bit, but all of that would have like it was instantly gone as I saw the headline above his picture.
Exactly. Like all you
No.
don't think that this man's just looking at you like, I wonder what her bones look like.
Yes.
It's not okay.
How many bags can I make out of your
Yeah.
skin? Ugh.
Let me do the math real quick. Okay.
Yeah, I bet he can do the math. You're
I
right.
bet you he's got it down to a science.
God, like it's
But yeah,
just
no,
Oh.
he's
too
Ed
much.
Gein in it. Like, that's crazy.
See,
Real,
that's the
real
point because at what point, like, what do those? I mean, I hate to be like, weed is the gateway drug, but like at
But
what
this is
point
grave
though?
robbing, so yeah.
Exactly. Like, can that start
Weed
to lead
grave
you?
I
robbing.
feel like that's more like heroin.
Well, you know what I mean. I
Yes,
don't mean, like-
100%. That is
I
a
don't
very
want people to
heroin
think, oh,
comparison.
that's such a jump. You're such a dork, like to think that, But so I'm just saying, like, but how desensitized can you become from reality when
Well,
you're
that's
going
a
to do
good
that? Because
question.
even like taking bones versus then having people that were still like in active decomposition,
right.
that's a
That is
that's a
crazy,
leap.
too.
Yeah,
to
like
me.
that's a whole nother
also
level
people-
of comfort and like
Yeah.
morality. Is that a
Oh
word?
yeah, they'll
But-
buy
but
like
sure.
hands and formaldehyde and some wet specimens.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you see him all the time, and like
I mean, animal wet specimens are cool, but like
There
people as far as
are-
red wine.
like rumors of like people, famous people being in formaldehyde. There's murderer. I know there's murderers' heads in
Mhm.
Hmm.
excuse me, in like formaldehyde. I know like Rasputin's penis is supposedly like in formaldehyde, which is like okay, like historical artifact,
Right.
right?
Rasputin's
Random
cock,
dude from Jersey's bones.
Not so much.
Yeah, like no, like why do you have that? Why do you need that?
No.
Leave Tony alone.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, he is being held in the Delaware County prison on $1 million bail.
$1 million
Cash cola.
cash bond. That is nuts.
Don't
Cash
know
money.
in Pennsylvania the exact amount, but it is crazy to think. I think it's probably only 10% of that he needs to post to get
That's
out.
still, which I'm impressed.
Oh no, yeah, it's a
But-
lot, but
The number of charges. I mean, but can you also imagine being in jail for that, like with all these other people? I mean, like, I'm curious how that's going down.
I don't know. Yeah,
For
I don't
him.
know. I can't claim to know the dynamic of prisons or jails.
Yeah, I don't either.
personally,
Yeah,
so
no.
I don't.
Let
mean,
me know in
maybe-
the comments, though.
Expect-
Yeah,
to get
maybe they're chill with it. I don't know. I'm just curious.
I don't think I have a feeling no.
I bet
I'd
you
be like,
got a
dude,
nickname.
I have questions. I am judging. I am not happy about this.
I have a feeling there's like one guy who's there. He's like, oh, finally, someone I can talk to.
That's actually sadly probably true.
Very, very true.
So we are going to keep this as like an active update. We're going to follow this case. We'll probably drop in some more like court cases and stuff because I like paying attention to like modern cases that are going on and some of the things that are witnessed and happened recently. And some of these cases are nuts. We should probably talk about them.
Yo, life is crazy and nuts right now.
Yeah. But even like last year, like this time last year, the amount of like, was it last year that was like the Johnny Depp stuff? Or was that 2 years ago already?
No, Johnny Depp,
Oh.
Amber Heard. I think that was like
At
2, 3 years ago.
At least 2 years, yeah.
Either way, but there was that case. There was the gentleman. I'm gonna call him gentleman, really, but he like ran through a parade crowd.
Oh, that
Case
dude,
was crazy because he was like trying to gaslight the
Yeah.
fucking judge. Yeah, so we're gonna. I feel like it'll be fun to kind of just sprinkle these in with some updates on crazy.
How
shit
did
that's
have
going
they said like I mean this is gonna take forever, I guess, to try and match back. I wonder if he kept records of like whose bones were from where.
on. Don't know.
Oh,
We have so little information. Like for all that information that we do have, it really is so little because like I want to know every step. How does he get these continually without being seen back in and out of his house? That there's
Yeah.
a storage. How do you get him in a storage unit? Like
Oh, and we didn't talk about the fact that he made art out of some of them, which was
Yeah.
also deeply disturbing.
yeah.
Carving into somebody's
Yeah, he like
skull.
made like they're carving into the skulls and stuff and boom, boom, boom.
stop,
I hate this
dude.
guy.
Yeah. So I mean that is where we're
Boo.
at with Jonathan Gerlach, or blah 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 blah.
Jonathan Glib Glorp.
Yep, we'll keep you updated on that because what the fuck?
Yeah.
I guess we should get proper into a side quest. How you guys feel about that?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna skip the intro and go straight into Cassandra's message.
Transmission initiated. Strangers. This is C4554NDR4. You may call me Cass. Most of you do anyway. Saves time. And time is complicated. I've been observing your recent and upcoming investigations. The alien autopsy. The government denials. You keep circling the same coordinates without landing. So, consider this your foundational briefing. A gift. You're welcome. The location. 37 degrees, 14 minutes, 6 seconds north. 115 degrees, 48 minutes, 40 seconds west. You call it Area 51. Groom Lake. Dreamland. The government called it Paradise Ranch once, which is adorable in a deeply misleading way. Officially, a flight test facility. Unofficially, that data remains classified even in my timeline, and I have access to several. The missions ahead, Lazar, Range 4 Harry, the Victor tape, they require context. You cannot navigate the labyrinth without first mapping its walls. Pay attention. Not everything hidden wants to stay that way. Oh, and Jen? Nice to have another female presence on SideQuest. It's been a bit testosterone heavy around here. The boys are enthusiastic. But enthusiasm without grounding is just noise. Briefing begins now. C4554NDR4 returning to temporal static observation mode. Stay curious, strangers.
Damn.
Really feel
Yo,
That was
Cass was just
great.
on one.
He was. So that was wonderful.
so. The reason why this got cut in is due to, I guess, she was observing my research, and in my research and my future scripts, I keep saying in a future episode we will cover. In a future episode we will cover. I figured we need some context. She figured we need some context. So we're going to cover Area 51, kind of just its lore, its reality, nuts and bolts. All right. I think that's
Okay.
a decent briefing because, like she said, I got some fun, really crazy episodes coming up, and I would really hate to have to every episode explain to everybody what.
Ah,
Yeah.
he's looking at me, everyone.
No, not just
No,
you.
no, no, no.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I mean, he did, but I'm kidding.
But for real though, we were looking at you.
All right. I mean, she really laid it out for us. Like, it's got multiple names. It's got a whole history from a military nuclear testing site to now covert military base. I think the best way to start anything talking about Area 51 is to start with a claim.
Okay.
Right? So this is a claim from our friend Bob Lazar.
Bob
I worked
Lazar.
at Laser Man. I worked at a facility called S4, about 15 miles south of Groom Lake. There are 9 flying saucers stored in hangar bays built into the mountainside. The doors are designed to look like the desert. I was hired to reverse engineer their propulsion systems. They run on element 115, an element that doesn't exist in the periodic table. The crafts don't fly, they bend gravity.
Oh.
That was Bob Lazar, his initial whistleblowing confession in 1989.
That was to George Knapp, right?
George Knapp, yeah, and then like Coast
Who
to
did he
Coast AM and all that stuff too.
Oh yeah, did he talk to Art Bell before he talked to George
I
Knapp?
don't remember which one was first.
Oh, okay.
Again, we'll end up doing an episode on Bob Lazar. So
Yeah.
there'll be that. But like I said, that was 1989. Like what? 30 something years ago now, right?
Not far back.
Not far back, but in the sense of how much information has come out around the first mention of anything extraterrestrial being at Groom Lake.
Oh yeah.
We now have an entire lore and mythos around Area 51.
Yeah.
And S4. The important thing about Bob Lazar, and much to my chagrin about Bob Lazar, because a lot of his stuff really gets under my skin, controversial. It'll be in his episode. That
Can't
element, that element that I talked about, that 115,
Yeah.
was made / created, found in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So 14 years later, Russian scientists successfully created element 115.
Yeah, but it didn't last very long, right?
No, so it's stability is an issue with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's called Moscovium. And he somehow predicted the 115th element. So there's that.
He had that insider knowledge, man. UFOs.
Which makes you wonder if any part of his stuff is not true, where does the truth stop and where does, the exaggeration start?
Right. I mean, for Christ's sakes, this guy built rockets in the back of his car.
That is true. Yeah. Again, we'll
Like,
have a whole episode. His little Honda rocket car.
so sick.
Bob Lazar. Again, he's a whole episode. He'll definitely come up. But it's important to point out, like, that's the first acknowledgement of extraterrestrial or reverse engineering of spacecraft. Not the first sighting of UFO or anything like that, but the first
Hey, we've got something. We're working on it.
human made. Because as you go back, the history of this area in Groom Lake is just filled with crazy shit, basically. It was a Cold War testing site. So any kind of bomb, nuclear or whatever else they were testing out there was tested. The CIA initially needed a place to test their planes then. So after it was a bombing thing and kind of was sitting empty with nothing there, the CIA was working on these planes and we're like, hey, we need a place that no one can see, that we can test a plane that's going to fly like crazy high and have all kinds of stealth features, right? They picked Groom Lake, which was perfectly adjacent to this testing site, which fell right inside of a military no-fly zone. Commercial flights are rerouted. Military flights can only go through with permissions. They basically found their super secret hub that you can't find. And if you do fly over Groom
I was
Lake,
going to ask, yeah.
there are reports that there is a shoot on sight order identified. I don't know how much truth is in that. I am sure if you fly over in any kind of civilian or unmarked aircraft, you will be promptly escorted away by very scary jet.
Very, very fastly.
Serious men. Because I'll get to what happens if you walk there and walk on the property.
Oh yeah, there's been so many people that have like tried to get on the property, and then like it's crazy because like they just keep buying more and more land out.
I
So like
wondered, like,
people
how
can't get
far.
close
Okay.
because like Bob Lazar used to be able to go to like the top of this like mountain range or like this little hill or whatever and like look over and see them doing test flights because he knew like what days they were doing secret test flights. And he even brought like a couple of people with him a couple of times. But yeah, there's like so many crazy sensors and stuff out there and mercenaries.
Security systems.
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
They used it for the U-2 spy plane. That was their first like built spy plane. They used it there. Excuse me. We don't really need to talk about who found it. They had an issue, the government, meaning they, of getting like, now they need employees and people to go to the middle of the desert and like work on this thing, which is not a good sell. So they named it Paradise Ranch. And in like, classic government fashion, probably wrapped it up in a nice bow and pitched it to a bunch of cadets and scientists. And we're like, new development, housing, you'll have everything, community, blah, blah, blah. And then they got there and we're like,
the fuck, bro?
Oh shit, this is Tatooine. Like there is nothing here. And that is essentially what happened 100%. And the guys even started like using the name Paradise Ranch, like ironically, as like everyone knew how miserable it was, but they would still call it Paradise Ranch.
Yeah, and then you'd allegedly get flown from Vegas to Area 51.
Yep. So again,
that's how you got to work.
There is a secret air flight plan thing I'll talk about too in a minute. It's also the place where they tested the blackbirds. We know that. So there is a history. I just wanted to point that stuff in because there is a history of like these high flying, unidentified or I guess classified, not unclassified, classified project by the U.S. government, which does prompt all kinds of UFO sightings. So when these birds are made, public is constantly like, I see a UFO, there's a black thing in the sky.
And it's just them testing out like the B-52 bomber.
Yeah, or the Nighthawk. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones that.
I mean, that makes sense. It's like something like, holy shit, I've never seen that in the sky, and I know what a fucking plane looks like.
Yeah. And what's important, and the reason why I wanted to point that out mainly is because that is their playbook. That is 100% what they have come to suspect, rely upon, and use against the public. They have never denied it, acknowledged it, or said boo about it. So they could easily come out and say, oh, on February 12th, there was 100 sightings and callings of a unidentified aircraft. Guys, that was just us testing something. They don't do that. Nope,
No.
they don't say nothing. They let the
Because
confusion
why
sit.
would you tell people you're testing secret military technology?
Even just to calm some fears or something, to even you don't need to tell them any specifics or anything like that. And you could tell them after the fact, even wait till the thing is unclassified, released, and being used all over the world, and then give us a calendar of these were the flights that we were testing, and say, okay, well then
that checks out.
redacted. It's all documented, so
Yeah,
you can give it to us, but they don't. And I think that's another really important fact when you talk about Area 51 and just the overall government alien facade. Decades go by, and they have not said that this place even exists. So UFO calls, crazy flights, they're like, no, nothing's out there. There's nothing. Don't worry about it. The facility itself, this is when I'll get to a lot of the actual stuff we know that's there, now that has been 100% confirmed. So we know for sure that we've seen it, satellites have confirmed this, civilian satellites have confirmed all this stuff, that there's an approximately a 12,000-foot runway, one of the longest runways in the world, adjacent to Groom Lake, and Groom Lake itself also can serve as a runway because it's so long and flat. It's 3.7 miles long, just
flat.
Multiple massive hangars. Some hangars can house aircraft with 100-foot wingspan. Now, these hangars, a lot of them have retractable roofs. So unlike a lot of hangars where the front door kind of opens like a garage, they're opening from the top, suggesting some kind of levitation propulsion systems. The crazy part about those in particular is that they are watching the satellites that are watching them. As those satellites get closer, they always close. So you can see it as the satellite gets closer, but as it focuses and gets right above it, they're closed. Which is, again, just the monitoring and the reverse monitoring of the monitoring. Spy versus spy.
Who's monitoring who?
Yeah.
Like Josh was talking about, we can confirm that there's been new construction. So they continue to expand this thing as recently as 2020. They're building and you can't tell me that they're just doing Cold War experiments.
Yeah, no, they own so much. Between them and Nellis Air Force Base, the government owns Nevada. It's not the state.
So Josh just brought up Nellis, which I'll have a whole episode on also.
It was so crazy being able to live in the desert and see Nellis Air Force Base when we first started this.
Yeah, and Nellis Air Force Base and this place are almost one, and they're almost
same.
Incorporated with each other. You can't really talk about the stuff we're talking about in this area and not kind of consider them joined. Yeah, but that's got to be a crazy experience. Anyone that's out there that's listening that sees that on a regular basis, or probably sees crazy lights in the sky. A wild place to live. The desert
was so sick.
Oh, okay. So, Josh, you were talking about the airlines.
Yeah.
There is a private airline called Janet Airline, and it is a commuter airline. It looks just like any 737. It's just a Boeing. But it's got just white paint and a red stripe on it.
Yep.
There's actually two of them, and they're called Janet 210 and Janet 512. So Janet stands for just another non-existent terminal.
Yep.
What?
It's just so on the nose.
Yep. And it operates out of the Las Vegas Henry Reed International Airport, formerly McCarran.
And it flies
You
you
explained
to
the Janet part to me that they're just going to like throw that in there nonchalantly and be like, there's others?
just another non-existent terminal. Yeah, dude.
I
Denver
don't get it.
International. We could get into that whole thing too.
Mhm.
What? I don't get it.
So it has daily flights
Okay.
from flights to Groom Lake and other classified sites.
Yeah, it's just a government flight to take you to classified sites.
Yeah. And you have to have like obviously employee badges and there's all kinds of stuff. And then I think another super shady layer to like their like, we want you to see that there's secret stuff going on and just ask questions shit that they pull is that in the Las Vegas terminal, there is a visible but unmarked like terminal that like only employees can get into. And it's like it's where that plane boards and like D boards and stuff. Like
Mhm.
it's just a terminal that's there. Like so you're sitting at gate whatever, and across from you is gate blank. And then like just 3 employees are standing there and they just all get on this plane and go.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's
weird.
Yup.
This is exactly why I'm going over all this stuff because all these things will come up like every time we're talking
Multiple
about one of
times.
these little parts of Area 51. Like you can see Josh saying, even like we're going to talk about Denver Airport. We're going to talk about all that stuff. And if we didn't do this, we'd be saying we're going to do this in every single one of those. So
And then Cassandra would just continue to get more and more mad at us and then go Skynet and then this
you probably like delete
Terminators.
my hard drive. Like, start over, bitch.
So I guess it's like a military pilot that flies that, but it's for
I'm assuming-
civilians only.
It's
Yeah,
it's for the
for-
civilian contractors that work there.
Or I guess anybody that they're bringing there. Like I
Yeah.
know I'm think I've heard non like working like incapacity working there people being like taken there to talk or discuss or been
Mhm.
shown things probably in like a skiff or something. But yeah, like no one that doesn't already have the okay to go in. Is not
We
going.
could not go.
Right. Yeah.
I could. You couldn't. You guys couldn't.
Oh, okay.
They'd be like, "Oh shit, it's Lee. What up? What
What
up,
up,
Dad?
dude?
Up,
Yeah,
on
he
me."
still won't believe it even if I showed it in front of his face.
wish.
Yeah, so he's cool. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's just actually just an alien letting me in.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't even think he fucking sees me. What the fuck?
Nah, dude. Like, yo, did you just see that dude?
Ooh, dude. Speaking of dudes, the next layer of this fucking crazy government conspiracy cake is the camo dudes. Kind of famous, like people know who they are. The camo dudes.
Oh,
So
I
if
thought
you
you said the
approach-
camel dudes, and I was just thinking about Joe Cool on the old camels.
There's that guy too. Imagine he's just chilling in Area 51, just like, "Yeah,
Yo,
they're
like he was there the whole time.
psyops."
Smoking is not cool. Don't do it.
No. So yeah, camo dudes. Excuse me. They are their private security. So
Mhm.
they are not U.S. government
Yeah, they're like
military
Blackwater, Triple
Army.
Canopy, like mercenary
yes,
stuff.
something. We don't 100% know, but they are not marked with any kind of identifying stuff except camo and
They're
white.
they're so aggressive too.
Yep, white Jeep Cherokees and like Rangers and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have crazy like night vision tech goggles. Supposedly there's like seismic sensors in the ground, cameras galore, all kinds of shit. So like as soon as you're on the thing,
They know.
they don't necessarily approach you.
Mm-mm.
Right. So what they do is they do like this intimidation game where like, so if you approach a lot of the gates at Area 51 are like miles away from the facility.
Yeah.
And are just on a long road with like dunes and hills. So if you walk up, like you might not see anything at first. You'll be hanging out, talking to your friends, be like, "Oh, this is crazy. I wonder if I'm gonna see." And then all of a sudden, up on top of one of those ridges, you'll just see one of those Jeeps.
Yep.
And they'll just sit there for a little while. And if you don't move, they'll just get closer. Then you won't see them for a minute, and they'll come up on like the other hill. And then if you don't leave, they get closer. And then if you don't leave, they never make contact. They call the local sheriff. And the local sheriff shows up and is like, hey, you need to get the fuck out of here. Trespassing, blah, 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 blah. We're going to arrest you if you don't leave. Da, 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 da. So weird. Just it's scary to me that like they don't approach you even more. I get that weird like Men in Black, maybe they're aliens vibe. Like they somehow always know that you're there. Maybe there are no sensors. They just know. Maybe they're part of the what's
teleport?
No, because they have the government thing now, the psyops. They have the psionic.
Psionic assets.
Yeah. Maybe that's just a group of psionic assets and they're not actually military. But they know you're close. Yeah, they're like fucking Professor X. You just see rings around their head when they do it.
It just seems so crazy that they call the sheriff.
Yeah, they don't make contact.
It just feels like they would deal with it themselves.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, there are signs that say like use of deadly force is authorized. Like they'll shoot you if you like don't.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm like.
I've heard again, confirming a lot of the stories out of Area 51 are really just how you want to believe them. But I've heard like people, getting like if they go past those gates in like a just a not stop quick fashion, like they will like lay down like fire at your feet or at your tires and like try to suppress you. I did watch one video, and I watched this video, I saw it happen, of like an older woman like just walk and like everyone is standing back. It's like, no, don't go. Just stop. And eventually like the trucks come down and like really close and the cops come and they just take her away. But
you remember storming Area 51?
Yep.
Yeah. And how like crazy the military was like, yo, we will fuck you up if you do it.
I can tell you right now, there's a high probability if I was working in the capacity that I'm working now,
you would have been there?
I would have been there. I had too many like responsibilities, and I was working at an animal hospital. I couldn't leave like just randomly. Like, so now I'd be like, yeah, plane ticket, let's go. You see me running. I got this.
Oh,
man. Just a lightsaber.
I bet you would.
Oh my.
I would. Just first person shot at Area 51. I made it, guys. I'm on the news.
Mama, we made it.
So if you do cross, they will hit you with a fine of $600. And like they will take it further a lot of times, like just to kind of like fuck your life up. So like there's a lot of instances of like if you do cross that thing, they get the cops involved, but then like the cops take it that extra step and like search your vehicle, and then if they find anything suspicious, they take it to the next step. So like if you have like an unregistered gun or
you're definitely not
that was not
away
in my car,
anything, or like drugs,
with a warning.
Exactly.
No.
They're gonna find
you're gonna be
they're
like
gonna find something in your car,
and you get put on a list. What that list means, really, it mostly means like if you have multiple offenses, you're going to get federal charges. Fuck around and find out, basically. Now, everything I have said so far, except like the shooting at your feet part, is confirmed. Like all the hangars, the men in camo, the secret airlines, all real. Now we get to like whistleblower claims, information we've kind of scraped together over multiple decades of like stories coming out about this place. That first one we talked about, like I said, was Lazar and S4. We have no definitive proof that S4 exists. But we do know the government builds things into the sides of mountains. There are other hangar doors disguised in the desert nearby that would resemble that. There are supposedly nine spacecraft of unknown origin at S4. That is, again, up for debate. I don't know. I suggest that there is at least one, because Bob Lazar's drawing of it, for one, is pretty accurate, and like as far as the science of like anti-gravity, like gravity manipulation things, he has a pretty good understanding of how that shit worked, and he apparently reverse engineered it. So
See, man, I feel like there's not really that much at Area 51 anymore now that like everybody knows about it. They've probably like shipped it all off to like other like Elgin Air Force Base and all these other places too.
I mean, in all reality, I think if there is extraterrestrial craft, I think they're at this point, 2026, where the world is really small technically. I guarantee these things move around country-wise.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee they're like going to Russia for a little while. Scientists are looking at them. They're going to China. They're going to South America. They're going all over the place. I'm sure if they can move these things, they want everyone looking at them again.
Or maybe not, because maybe
Give it to
we
I-
have all the technology to get ahead of everybody.
That would have been my thought.
There
It's
is
every
that.
country keeps their own.
Yeah.
You're going to force me into deeper conspiracy territory. Yeah, I agree. I do agree that like
Nobody's
on
forcing you at all.
on a national basis,
I didn't mean to.
we would want dominance in these like sectors,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
The other underlying theory there is that like these are not military people protecting this base. We don't necessarily know that there's military people being shipped on this plane there. They're just contractors working. We don't know that the US government owns any of this stuff.
Oh yeah, no.
We might be getting privileged access to this stuff by another entity. Let it be maybe the New World Order or extraterrestrial fucking race
Oh,
that's like,
no.
yo, do your shit and we're gonna take your people
Yo,
because
the tree.
exactly.
Eisenhower.
And this is why we're doing
Oh.
this episode.
Wow.
The Eisenhower treaty supposedly suggests that at Groom Lake, there was a meeting between extraterrestrials and President Eisenhower that essentially wrote up a contract of they were allowed to experiment on humans for their technology.
Mm-hmm.
Again, these are not confirmed. We've just kind of pieced these together over the years, and they are repeating themes throughout UFO and Area 51 lore. S4, like I said, kind of the inner sanctum is what it's described as. And does it have underground levels? We're not sure. Obviously, no one's been down there and
Getting
been
into
back
like
up. That's not classified.
in those DUMBs, those deep underground military bases.
Yep. And then that's where the conspiracies come in of the DUMBs and then like the connected networks of tunnels underground, the bunkers, and all these like crazy things. And that's when we start talking about Nellis and what potentially lives at Nellis, and then the Dulce base, and then what potentially lives at the Dulce base. All episodes in the future. But are they all connected underground and like hubbed at S4? I don't know.
Mm.
That is up to people that have more classified clearance than I do, for sure. And I mean, we really come to like the end of Area 51. Like we're just going to start running now into like the topics we'll cover in the future and some of the claims, the tall whites. That'll be a fun one. Kind of rolled in with Range Harry. Like I said, Bob Lazar. There's Derek Hennessy. And those are kind of like, that's what I was saying. Over these 30 some odd years, we've had multiple whistleblowers kind of cross confirm each other's stories, but we don't know how much is like, I heard Bob say it, so I said it and morphed it into my story and this and that. And that's basically where we get to for what I guess is going to be our next episode, which are the Victor tape, the Victor tape. And that is a tape presented to Coast AM by an anonymous source named Victor.
Mm.
And it's supposedly an interview of an alien being at S4. You see why I wouldn't have been able to get through this episode, that episode, without like any of this information.
A little bit of backstory.
It would
Yeah.
have been a tangent after tangent after tangent of like, oh well, you can get to S4 through this private plane that's called Janet. It's called Janet. Like we'd be doing that all day.
I'm still blown away by the plane. I just assumed the military, like if you were going to a place that you would, you know.
No.
It's so you can watch the flight. You could watch the whole thing if you wanted to, you know, and watch it land, and you know, binoculars, watch the people get off and go into some hangar somewhere.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Again, we don't know what they're doing. A lot of the people down there, and this will come up plenty of times, even when we're talking about just disclosure, are completely compartmentalized and have no idea what's going on or what they're working on to fit the bigger picture.
And they can't talk to each other.
Nope. So like Bob Lazar was working on propulsion. He knows he's working on a propulsion system. He doesn't know for what. He
Yeah.
has no idea. But then there's another guy working on, you know, structural engineering that has no idea why, you know, he's making these funky I-beams and, you know.
Or why this material just keeps crumpling up and then
Yeah, it expands. Like he's now tasked with like this weird material, but doesn't know where it came from. It's just
figure out how to make this. Wait, we didn't make this? No?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And these people are obviously picked for reasons. Most of them are picked because of their probably their discretion and their ability to like be isolated and not go crazy and feel the need to like tell their wives what they're doing at work and shit.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I wonder, like, what their direct deposit looks like what company, like, what they make up to, you know.
I'm sure there are pretty. Again, I want to say that they're like super smart about it, but it probably just says like slush fund, like it probably says,
Chuck
like,
E. Cheese.
Like,
It's just
IRS is missing money. Like here you go. Like yeah, I don't. They're like half slick, not slick, purposely like obtuse.
You get a face about it, yeah.
Yeah. But I hope we satisfied Cassandra, and then we could move forward with some of my other research.
I feel like she'll yell at us again later.
Probably. But I guess if you could see all the timelines, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, no shit.
And I guess really the biggest question about Area 51, I think everyone really wants to know is like, are there aliens there?
Yeah,
right?
what the
Like,
fuck's in it,
Right.
dude?
Like everyone
Yeah.
just wants to know, are there little green men or tall
Mhm.
white beings?
Just
Sure, there's
yeah.
tall white men. That's why I didn't say men.
I bet you they still can't jump though.
Probably can. That's why they're trying to get that anti-gravity shit. That's the whole thing. They're trying to
Damn it,
retake over
Nike
the
come out
NBA.
with
It's just a grand plot for white people to redominate the NBA.
Yeah. Just Larry Bird in there.
Yeah, that's
They've
what I was
kept him
thinking.
alive for so long.
Yeah, they've cloned him like 80 times.
5'6" white guy that's running and jumping all the time. You're trying to get higher and higher. You just can't do it.
Somehow they've got a sponsorship with Nike to have like some sort
Yeah.
of Larry Bird specials.
Anti-gravity Air Maxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm right now I'm looking at the list. I don't know if we want to go. There's a list. So Bob Lazar, Range 4, Victor Tapes, Eisenhower meeting, the Phoenix Lights. We actually didn't even bring up in this one. It's kind of an adjacent story that'll involve like Nellis and being over all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. You can't tell me what it was flares because I'll slap you in the
No,
face.
no way. No way.
I highly need the Eisenhower meeting stat.
All right.
What?
So maybe I'll jump the Victor tape and go to the Eisenhower if that's something.
Yeah, we'll do Eisenhower then Victor.
That works. Yeah, because then we also have Valiant Thor that runs into all this shit. And
Yep.
years and
Good old
years and
Chris
years of
Hemsworth.
theories and conspiracies. Why, excuse me, I love SideQuest so much because this shit's wild and it's just this
Just gets
crazy web.
unhinged.
Yeah, well, that's my favorite part about it. I don't have and like main feed, we have to be so cautious because we're like talking about life and death. Like I don't give a fuck if I like offend an alien. Yes.
Yet.
You never know. watch, like we sign off, I turn around and there's just
Huh?
okay.
Yeah.
You were saying about me, huh?
So awesome. That'd be so great. Get it on tape. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out on another side quest. I will get to Cassandra and see if she can get me some information on the Eisenhower Treaty. Right? That's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
I think they call it Eisenhower Treaty.
No, he didn't go get his teeth fixed like he said he did.
Wild. Nope. And you don't have to leave the White House to get your teeth fixed. There's a dentist.
Ah.
Yeah.
I know that.
Oh
now.
wow, I can't
One
wait.
stop shop, son.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Signing off. Stay curious. Stay strange. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Transmission initiated. Strangers. This is C4554NDR4. You may call me Cass. Most of you do anyway. Saves time. And time is complicated. I've been observing your recent and upcoming investigations. The alien autopsy. The government denials. You keep circling the same coordinates without landing. So, consider this your foundational briefing. A gift. You're welcome. The location. 37 degrees, 14 minutes, 6 seconds north. 115 degrees, 48 minutes, 40 seconds west. You call it Area 51. Groom Lake. Dreamland. The government called it Paradise Ranch once, which is adorable in a deeply misleading way. Officially, a flight test facility. Unofficially, that data remains classified even in my timeline, and I have access to several. The missions ahead, Lazar, Range 4 Harry, the Victor tape, they require context. You cannot navigate the labyrinth without first mapping its walls. Pay attention. Not everything hidden wants to stay that way. Oh, and Jen? Nice to have another female presence on SideQuest. It's been a bit testosterone heavy around here. The boys are enthusiastic, but enthusiasm without grounding is just noise. Briefing begins now. C4554NDR4 returning to temporal static observation mode. Stay curious, strangers.